Welcome to AOK Urban Homestead. Join us as we get the garden ready for spring planting. Well, folks, it is March 30th and, well, we're out here uncovering the tarp and getting the garden ready. As you can see, the wind's already doing a lot of it for us. So, folks, I was told that if I tarped it over, it would kill all the weeds. But look at all the weeds that are still down there. But anyways, we're gonna put you guys on fast motion and we're gonna uncover the garden. Last year we had a little raised bed and it did not grow enough vegetables for us for the year. So we tilled this up last year and people told us to tarp it over, so we did. So we're finding a lot of worms stuck to the tarps. So we're slowly taking our time to get the worms off the tarps and feeding them to our chickens. Folks, we have chickens now. Anyways, and we're finding a lot of holes where the gophers or whatever you want, the moles are. So if you guys know of any good way to get rid of moles, how about you guys leave them in the comments below, okay? Well, folks, it didn't get rid of all the weeds, so we're gonna weed some, and we're gonna see if our chickens want to eat those weeds. We'll see. But anyways, I'll put you on fast motion, and I'll let Thack talk over the whole thing because, it's very windy out here. Even my microphone is not gonna work very well. So, anyways, yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing. Alright, as you can see, we got weed barrier out. That is to separate the garden and the lawn from each other. And then all I'm going to do is cut it in half so that way I don't have a 4-foot barrier. I only have about a 1.5 to 2 feet barrier between the grass and the garden. So we're just going to do the outside perimeter and hope that helps with keeping weeds and grass out of the garden. Alright, folks, so anyways, we put a 2-foot barrier all the way around the garden. We're just hoping that way the grass and the weeds won't encroach on the garden. And then we're gonna put up our fencing in between them. And then I don't know, we're gonna lay out some of our cattle panels and stuff so that way we know where we're gonna put the tomatoes and peppers. We honestly don't really know what we're doing. We're just trying. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is do the tomato trellis. And, well, we have never done this one before, and we've never even used a post pounder. And that's what we're going to attempt to do, is use a post pounder, get the tomato trellis up, and then I think after this, we're going to get the outside perimeter up. Well, folks, it's the next day, and, well, as you guys can see, the plants are needing a place to go, and I think it's time to start hardening them off. So I bought this little greenhouse set here, and then I'm going to start taking some of the plants outside for a couple hours at a time so they can start hardening off, and then we'll continue with the garden build. Let me explain a little something. As you guys can see, my eye, we don't know what happened. I've been to urgent care and all that stuff. They honestly don't know what happened either. But it is actually getting better. It looks horrible, but it is getting better. Alright, so this is just me bringing out the plants to get them hardening off. I did end up losing a couple plants because I wasn't careful enough and broke their stems. Anyways, we're going to let these plants harden and we'll go back to the garden. Well, folks, so all I brought out were the colder weather plants, I guess you could say. The like broccoli, cabbage, Brussels sprouts, stuff like that. I'm gonna leave everything else inside because it's still a little cool, and I have to take all these back in. Now, I was not careful and I accidentally broke one of my nasturtiums, so be careful when you're moving plants, guys. All right, let's go work on the garden now. Well, folks, I forgot to turn on the camera. But anyways, we have the archway up for the gourd. Took us a little bit, and now we're a little uneven. But oops, sorry. We're a little uneven, but hey, it's not perfect, but it's there. Hey guys, so now we're gonna be putting these posts in right here. So we're gonna go 6 inches in from the fabric, because this right here is 1 foot, so we'll go 6 inches in. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna burn a hole in the plastic there for our posts. Brenda did an awesome job burning a hole for each of these posts, and so we made them longer so that way they could fit each post. But please be careful when you do this to watch it, because sometimes they keep burning and you can't see that, and you end up burning half of your plastic. So there she is going to burn them. As you can see, it worked great. The pounding of the fence was fantastic, much easier than actually putting up the fence, but we just keep working and we end up getting a lot done, more than what we thought we would get done today. Alright, you guys see that big hole right there? That's what I was talking about. When you aren't careful, it will keep burning, and it did end up burning a big patch of the fabric. Well, folks, as you can see, it's not very even, but we did the best we can. Only one pole is kind of weird, but other than that, hey, we're getting it done. We're getting it done. All right, it's time to put on the hardware cloth. So putting on the hardware cloth was actually kind of easy, except for the clips. We didn't buy that tool that you use for the clips, and I think we should have bought it. In the long run, it saved us $20, but it took us a lot of time to put all those clips in. So next time, yeah, if you have to do fencing, buy the right tools that goes with it. Now you see what we're doing is we're tensioning it up using ratchet straps. We use 2 ratchet straps, one for the bottom and one for the top, and then we just cinch it up and make it tight. All right, guys, look at that. We have fencing all the way from the very end of there. This is the corner, and then all the way down. We have the archway up. Everything is just coming along very, very well. We have the cattle panel up for the tomatoes and stuff. So yeah. Well, folks, first things first, I have a wagon full of horse manure that I got to transfer over to my cart. I'm going to spread it all over the garden. Hopefully it'll work its way into the garden, give it some nutrients that I need, because I was told this is aged horse manure. So since it's aged, I can put it directly into the garden this year. That's awesome. So aged horse manure is much better because it's not so hot that it'll burn my garden. Well, before I spread the manure, I'm gonna make my rows to the garden, find out which direction I'm going, and make my pathway and stuff like that. So that's what I'm gonna be working on for the next, I would say, couple hours. As I start planning out my rows on a paper, it did not come out to what is actually happening here. I'll explain a little more here in a little bit. Well, folks, after a couple of hours of working up a huge sweat, I got everything kind of turned over so I could work on the rows a little better. After I get the rows, then I will throw the manure on top. Whew. When I planned out my garden, I totally forgot about walkways. And so now that I did remember the walkways, the garden is a lot smaller than what I originally planned. So here I am just putting in the walkways, and we'll have to figure things out as we go along. Folks, I don't know if it comes through, But as you can see, I got my rows. I got 5 rows across, 1 row at the end, and then I have these little rows over here. Time to put some manure on before I put topsoil on top. Whew. It's been rough, folks. Here we go. Slowly just putting on a nice little layer of about 1/2 inch of manure all along where the plants will be, which is actually making me really happy that we did this. Brenda's helping me as we go along, and so I was told the manure puts in a lot of good nitrates into the soil, which will really help our garden grow. Well, folks, it's Easter. We finally got things done, so we're gonna go get cleaned up and, well, have our Easter dinner together. Anyways, I'm gonna give you a little quick tour of what we all did. Some of it I didn't film. Alright, folks, so you guys saw us put in all this fencing on the outside. Hopefully that will keep the rabbits away. This is the archway for the gourds. Hopefully we don't hurt ourselves walking through the gourds, but it is what it is. Alright, so that is the bed for the gourds, and then this side is a bed for the gourds. And then right behind it, guys, we have the cucumber trellis. So starting there, I have 3, I'm only doing 3 cucumber plants this year because we did too many pickles last year that we haven't eaten up. So fresh eating cucumbers. Alright, first bed is going to be flowers and 2 blueberries. You guys already see, oh man, my garlic looks beautiful, and that's garlic also. Then the very last one over there is blueberries and flowers again. Alright, folks, so on this side of this trellis is going to be tomatoes and maybe bell peppers if I have enough room. Okay, if I don't, then I'll figure out something else. But this is where the tomatoes are going to go, up this trellis. And then its companion plant will be onions and basil on this side. All right, and then this is going to be a single row bed full of things like cabbage. I think we're going to do zucchini and broccoli. Yeah, in this one, because they spread out. And then this one, we haven't decided what's going here yet. But on this one here will be all our radishes and lettuce, shorter plants, so it doesn't block out the sun. And then all along this edge here, it's going to be our beets, hopefully. Now I'm just telling you guys all this stuff, but we're not for sure yet. We're hoping, okay? So anyways, along this back one here, I don't know what we're going to do yet. But over here, we're going to do beans. We're going to do beans that climb up or whatever. I might do bush beans here. And then I'll do the pole beans here. Yeah, that might be it. And then over here, we're going to put the strawberries. That's what we're thinking is strawberries. And then over here, I'm dedicating just to flowers. I may or may not put my asparagus in this. It's awful small to be an asparagus bed. We are thinking we may make an asparagus bed over there by the chicken, in between the chicken coop and the garden itself. I'm not going to worry about like rabbits or anything, so it'll be on the outside of the garden. But like I said, we don't know for sure yet. Folks, we also have a bunch of grow bags that we'll be placing in various spots. It'll be all dedicated to flowers. Folks, the garden is almost ready. We just got to put a little bit of topsoil for each plant, and then it'll be time to plant. We have 3 weeks until planting time, our last frost date. Well, actually now it's only 2 weeks until our last frost date. So yeah, it's an exciting time. I want to thank you all for following through to the end of this video. If you're new to the channel, how about you guys give us a thumbs up? Maybe consider subscribing. Folks, Thack with AOK Urban Homestead, wishing you all a happy Easter and a blessed life. Stay blessed and be A-OK.